Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back again to tonight's stream. We are going to play some Dusk, which is a new FPS. Well, relatively new. It came out just at the end of last year. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really great, or it is really great. We turn the in-game music back on. There we go. This is a hardcore, like, first-person shooter. I really like it. I think it's pretty good. So, I'm going to play it for you guys. I know we don't normally stream Friday and Saturday, but I'm going to go ahead and do a stream because I think I really want to play this game for y'all. After how much I enjoyed it. Let's go back. I can make it, I think. We want to go back to the very beginning because I want you guys to see all of it. No. Actually. Campaign, episode, The Foothills. I can take it. There we go. New Blood presents a game by David. Went by too fast. I know Andrew Hochschild did the music.
Kill the intruder.
Oh shit. This is one of those shooters where it's never stop moving. It's F for flashlight. Found a secret. Health. More bullets. Get some of the shit off my desk here. So. I found another secret. Oh! There is no reload. I have to keep reminding myself that. I am now out of pistol ammo. But I got a shotgun. Fast fire round. Sacrifice. Well, I didn't get to use that very much. Oh shit. More bullets. What's in here? Priceless diamond. Heretic. Apparently, morale is this game's version of armor. Now I got double pistols. That symbol. Looks like some people were tortured here. Yay, you feel arrested, plus 25 morale. Alright. Remember to dodge projectiles. Something below is calling us. Gotcha. Alright, so that's the way out that way.
Sacrifice. Non-believer.
He went flying. Alright, so I've played a little bit of this. I know that that is a way to advance farther faster, but I don't want to do that yet. Well then. Apparently we are in... What a massacre. Lift viscera, lift plate. Lift lever. What the? It's a dude sitting behind two sides of beef.
Kill him. Blood.
Whoa! Okay, I saw Civvy do this, so I'm gonna do it too. You can just throw shit down the toilet. This we're gonna keep because I hear something interesting happens when you use soap on an enemy.
Non-believer.
Oh shit! Apparently, washing up jibs them automatically. Crouch while moving to slide. Okay. This, yeah, that leads back here. Okay, good to know. Level complete. Alright, that was quick. I missed one secret. Oh well. Prepare thyself. Alright. Down on the farm. Time to break up the party. Hi, Gummy. Thank you for that, host. Oh, shit. All the black goats.
Kill him.
So I need to blow up something. Ow. Devour cooked viscera. Aight. More shotgun. Alright, no secrets in there. Feel like freaking the Terminator when I do that. Hello, good sir.
Sacrifice.
Rats! Another diamond. Ow. Oh, wait, no, I didn't take any damage from that. One rivet. He's glitched halfway into the wall. Looking for secrets. Anything that stands out here. That's why we are not continuing. Assault rifle bullets. Here's more pistols. It's one of those, are you sure that there's no way through here? No, it's basically there's something in there that I want to get. And I know it's there, and I just need to figure out how to get to it. I know you have to, like, go over something to do it. Panic pack? What? Why are you going to Georgia? What are you going to Georgia for? More assault rifle rounds. Oh, okay. So you're basically just going over there to visit people? Aha. That's kind of a short notice for a trip. Well, that did not work out how I wanted it to. That didn't help. Alright. Well, I guess we have to move on. Ow. I took a double-barrel shotgun blast to the face. And again. I'm not in the best of conditions right now. It's right in there. I have to figure out how to get there. Need the red key. Nope. I'm at full health, okay. Okay, there's got to be a way to get through there. I have one gas can left. I didn't fucking do anything. Alright, screw it. We're gonna look this up. Because I know there's a way to get it. I know there is. How long are you gonna be there? Are you just gonna be there for like 3 days? Is it just for the weekend, or are you doing something else? Are you guys gonna go out and do all of the fun stuff? Just weekend, okay. If you get a chance, I highly suggest going to the Coca-Cola Museum, but I mean, that's just me. Alright, I'm just watching this to make sure I know how to do it. Shit. That's how you do it. Okay. Alright, good to know. Had to look that up. Because I'm weird. I also found out there's something here. Like an assault rifle. Hopefully this works. Nope. Yeah, that didn't do what I wanted it to. God damn it. Fucking physics objects. There we go. No! That messed up. Okay, reminder to not step over green glowing puddles. There we go. Ah, fucking rat. Here it is. This is the Riveter, also known as this game's rocket launcher. And I got teleported right back here. Good to know. Here we go. Into some shooting action. How are you doing, Nix? There we go. Grinding relics from Warframe. Makes sense. There's the red key. Apparently I didn't need that extra health. Secret door opens. Yes, but where? Ah. Reminder. Do not walk over glowing green puddles. Okay, there's where I can go for that. Okay, so that thing said a secret door opened. I I gotta figure out where that secret door is. I'm not seeing anything. At least I run really quickly. Oh, nothing in here. It just wouldn't be a 90s era FPS if it didn't confuse the shit out of me. Fuck it. Let's get out of here. Oh, hi. End level. There we go. At least I killed everything in it. Next level. Old time religion. I love the color palette of this game. There's a leatherneck in there. Oh. This is just a brick for a brick square. This music is just amazing. Ooh, yellow key. Now that's just a skeleton. Here I go, just... Oh, wow. Okay. Just desecrating graves. Like any good D&D player. this is going really far down. That's a trap if I ever saw one. Seriously? There we go. Those rats took off most of my morale and health. You know, I have this wine over here. I should probably drink it. There's the red key. Apparently, DUSK guy is really good at hitting those. Need the blue key. Keep getting caught on the geometry of the level. Oh shit! Oh fuck. Apparently only had one rivet left. we were talking about it last night. What do you think so far? And what parts of it have you looked into? I'm a big fan, personally. One of the parts of it I love is just, like, how they came up with all of the meta plot. Oh, that did not work. We traded God for demons. Right. It's where most people hang their head. The clans are pretty much like Space Marine chapters or factions, and everybody likes to choose a faction to identify with first.
Kill him.
I have my signature faction that I love a great deal. But it's typically not the faction that people think of when they associate with me. The Intoxicator! Poison spewing alligator! Ow. Gotcha. Almost dead.
Pet. You'll pay for that.
Feel intoxicated. Yeah, take a drink. Head feels clearer. There we go. Nah, I didn't get any secrets in that one. Steamworks. Do you have a favorite Aigami? Or do you have one that you like the best? Super shotgun. straw everywhere. Crab Clan? Nice. Crabs are pretty fun. You can take that comment out of context. Personally, I'm a fan of the Haruma family. Basically, the Haruma Scouts. Oh yeah, the engineers, the people who built the Caillou Wall. Phoenix are just fun. Like, playing a Phoenix Shugenja is... Okay, who is shooting? Oh, there he is. Playing a Phoenix Shugenja, especially if you pull a... if you decide to create a character who's like a void-based Shugenja, the portals work, he is pleased. There it is.
Non-believer.
Imagine Mordor, like, as in from The Lord of the Rings, except they are infectious. And imagine if it's, like, radioactive, except instead of it being radiation, it's... Instead of it being radiation, it is actually, like, spiritual poison to be around it. Ow, I am running low on a lot of ammo. Basically, in the creation myth, which actually happened, one of the kami who fell, Fu Ling, punched away into hell when he hit the ground. And because of that, evil and corruption seep out and poison the land. And that's what created the Shadowlands. Very much like the Chaos Wastes, except 90% of the time you're gonna die instead of being corrupted. But you'll die of a random thing, but you will... It's like slow wasting away until you finally are nothing. And the only way to defend against that is the use of Jade. Because Jade is a spiritually pure element. It can be used to protect one against self against Jade. But it's also very rare, so you have to kind of ration it.
Heretic.
Obsidian, which is often seen as corrupted Jade. Shit. But really, or Jade that has just been corrupted in general. Because you can do that. Oh shit, I am really low on health. Did not realize how dead I was. Basically, you can use Jade to repair yourself is not the correct term.
Heretic.
Fuck! I was out of rivets. Hash gives me 2 health, apparently. Oh shit, I'm about to die. Oh, don't worry about that. Talk to Rose. I can talk about L5R more than I can talk about, I can talk about L5R more than I can talk about, Warhammer. Like, it is one of my favorite settings. I've run at least 4 games in the setting. Now, my knowledge may be a little out of date because I haven't played a game in the setting since 4th edition, which was years ago. And in every edition, they update the meta plot as to what's happening. So I may be out of date as to certain, like if there are new minor clans or something like that. No, no, I need to not fall down there. Okay, I'm not as dead now.
Kill him.
Crystal of Madness. So I know what these are. I've seen these used. So I've got the yellow key now, I think. Yeah. Picked up the yellow key. So. Shiny, sparkly particle effects. More ammo, more health. More shotgun. Aha! Okay. I can wait as long as you guys. So, the Lying Darkness was basically like a Season 2 villain, for lack of a better term. When, in the creation myth, basically when shit went to hell, they weren't human. The Cuddy Mine. Basically, in the creation myth, when Lord Sun and Lady Moon were walking around creation and naming everything. Excuse me, I got that reversed. But it's Lord Moon and Lady Sun. Amaterasu and Onotango were basically, when they were going around naming everything, Onotango saw a patch of darkness, a patch of shadow, and didn't name it because he didn't think it was important. That unnamed patch of nothing became the Lying Darkness. The Lying Darkness is kind of like Shadowlands Taint, but not the same, because it doesn't just come from the Shadowlands. It's kind of, it's all over the place. There is no, there's no like centralized location for it.
Hear it.
The thing is, it is, as it infects you slowly, and surely and slowly erases your mind until you become its servant. And you can't be anything but its servant in an almost literal sense. You forget who you were. You forget everything, including your own name. And once you've become far enough gone,
Kill him.
you actually lose your face. Your face just becomes flat, and you lose all features and just become a vague humanoid shape. You still sense, feel, hear, think, but you are basically the perfect servant of the lying darkness. There was an entire family of the Scorpion clan who got lost to the lying darkness because the Scorpion are known as great shinobi, and that is the Goju family, who founded the Goju Ninja School, which is currently part of the Shadowlands. The Lying Darkness is fought instead of using Jade to fight it. You actually fight it using crystal, like pure crystal, because it's the light of Lady Sun captured in that crystal. It's not as huge a threat as before, but it is still a threat to the Empire and life at large. Ow. Season 2 villain. Okay, so I say that in a sense of like, it is the second major villainous force in the setting. Because there are two major villainous forces, the Shadowlands and all of them, and then the Lying Darkness. And every once in a while you have the Blood Speakers. Ichiban apparently can't stay dead. He's pretty villainous. There have been a couple times where, like, hey, Rosie. Close, but not quite. More like just backwoods cultists. Shit. I'm about to die. I don't have a red key yet. There it is. Die! There we go. Oh, I died. Alright. Press E to live again. The Cuddy Vine. Okay, we're back to it. Sacred. Say what? This game kind of sick? Well, it is. This is a throwback to old-fashioned, old-fashioned, you know, back to the beginning FPS. It is designed to be one of those games that's hard but not impossible. Think like Quake is what they're kind of going. Is what the guy was going for with this. Onotango is basically kind of... Lord Onotango is kind of a villainous character. But he has very little... Unless it's the huge meta plot events, he doesn't have a lot of, like, interaction. This isn't like Exalted where you're dealing with the gods on a regular basis. He's kind of just there. A lot of times it's that way with Amaterasu as well. And I think the current Lord Moon is not even on Otango. I think it's... Oh, it's a ghost. Diver. Make him a diver. Man, she hits hard. Yeah, so the setup for this game, the setup for Dusk, which is the game we're playing tonight, is that you are a character by the name of Dusk Dude. And Dusk Dude is a treasure hunter who has run afoul of a cult. So we are currently fighting against that cult. And I know who is... It has been spoiled for me, but I know who is behind said cult. And let's just say that he is a well-known figure to people who pay attention to science fiction and fantasy.
Non-believer. Heretic. Kill
Close. You are in the correct mythos. Yeah, it's gnarly. It's the Black Pharaoh. Well, then he'd have literally nothing to do. He would literally be bored all day. Was it there is a visual novel like dating sim out where Narthotep shows up as as one of the options, and he turns himself into an anime schoolgirl so you can date him. Do not ask me how I know about this, I just do. Ow! Stop. So the setup for L5R is that you play a samurai of some type, whether it's a bushi, so it's a warrior, or a courtier, or a your options are bushi, courtier, or shugenja. But no matter what you do, you are a samurai. You cannot be anything less. I don't think I want to know how you know that, Evan. Hey, look, I just know it because I know it. Like, I'm about to die again.
Impressive.
Thank you. But the idea is you play a samurai of one of those types. A bushi is a warrior. A courtier is, as it sounds like, it's a courtier. Somebody who is not a fighter, but is very much like a speaker or a face. Or you play a shugenja, who are the spellcasters of the setting. You can also choose to play a monk, which is basically a martial artist of some type. And once you've chosen which one of those you want to be, you then go and choose what clan you want to be a part of. One of the 9 major clans, technically 10 major clans. You could also be Ronin, or you could be from one of the minor clans. Each clan has a different type of bushi, shugenja, and courtier, and most of the clans have one special school. It's just Takashi, Rosie, not Takahashi. For example, the Scorpion clan have a special school that's called Shinobi, and it's basically you're basically a ninja, but ninja are without honor, so therefore they don't consider themselves ninja. In the case of the crab, they actually have 2 special schools. They have the Haroma Scouts, or you could do the Caillou Engineers. In 3rd edition, the Caillou Engineers were not in the core rulebook. You had to actually go get those from a different rulebook. Dead of the Night. I'm still about to die. There we go, got some health. No more of you, Black Phillip. Ow! You can then choose, basically, and that's the setup. Oftentimes, you will have to justify characters being together, especially if clans are at war with each other. It's one of those, like, okay, if you're playing Alliance Clan Samurai, and in the era that the storyteller is setting this game, the Lion are at war with the Crane, or the Lion are at war with the Crab, for whatever given reason. You have to justify why your characters are even talking to one another, much less actually working with each other. And that's actually one of the bigger challenges of the game, is trying to figure out, okay, how are these characters going to be together. One of the bigger ones that you have to worry about a lot as a storyteller is how are you going to work through everything. This is literally the weapon I've been waiting for. Oh, that's so pretty. But typically you can do almost anything to make it work. That's one of the big challenges for the players. One of the big challenges for storytellers. Another challenge for both storyteller and players is making sure you keep, for lack of a better term, the decorum of what your characters are doing. Because if your characters are literally just... If your characters keep doing dishonorable things, you're gonna get hunted down and killed. Or at least provoke somebody into a duel. The game is very, very heavy on making sure that you are doing what you need to be doing at all times. Disgusting. Kitty! A demonic creature. I really enjoy the setting. I enjoy the people who play the game. I enjoy... currently it's owned by Fantasy Flight, but prior to that it was owned by AEG, and I really like the work AEG did on the setting. No. You can. Actually, I take it back. You can be a murder hobo if you really want to. I will very rarely do this to people, but if you play the game as a murder hobo, you are not playing the game correctly. It is designed to be setting heavy, setting rich, where you are having adventures, yes, but those adventures have consequences, meaning, and typically you are given the adventure. Honorable is a relative term. They were summoning a blue key. Honor is a relative term. Well, no, you're not a murder hobo. If you are a murder hobo, somebody will hunt you down.
Sacrifice. Non-believer.
What was that? Non-believer? Or not. Like, you don't have to be... Ronin are not necessarily murder hobos. You can play a Ronin. It is in fact one of the major draws to Ronin is the fact that you are not beholden to a lot of what the other clan samurai are. And in fact, one of the major heroes of the setting was a Lion Clan samurai who became a Ronin, or was made a Ronin, and went from being a Ronin to founding another dynasty. A second dynasty after the Hantai dynasty fell. So it is very possible to play a Ronin game, for lack of a better term. Well, he is a mermaid. They are known for doing that. I think that was a bit overkill. Oh, sorry. Huh. Thank you. I don't know what I just opened. I just know I opened something. Aha. Found a secret. I've never heard that. Not that I'm saying I don't believe you. I've never heard that. Man. 3 shots from the hunting rifle just to bring this person down. There we go. Maybe he just wants to make sure that she's okay with nudity, considering what kid she is. Because crossbows can go through walls. Appears to be a cult leader. So that's actually I think that's actually the guy who programmed the game. The lead developer. Of which I believe there's only one. Note to self, stop shooting that indoors. Rub lotion on skin. No hose for me. Fuck me. No, but you can ask Rose. If you give me the opportunity, I will talk your ear off about L5R. Well, you're not used to the names, Rose. I am very intimately familiar with all of the names. Sanctum of the Worthy. It's the Duke Boys! Oh shit, they got... Try to get them together so I can get them both in the splash damage. Yeah, but they know I'm trying to do that. Gotcha. Yeah! Fu Ling, the Shadowlands. Then again, they're kind of an all-around villain. Good to know. Can I have some health, please? Thank you. Really, you could... The better way to phrase it would be that... Think of... If I have to make allegories, think of the Shadowlands as the nominally, like, the constant villain, and the Lying Darkness being the backup villain when they're ready to move on to something else. Where am I supposed to go from here? Yay, more health. In here already. Went up there already. And then you have the Blood Speakers, who are also just every once in a while Ichiban breaks out of his tomb and has to be put back. My favorite clan is the Scorpions. I am a huge Scorpion clan fan. Most people really don't see it. Like, most people will literally be like, I found a secret.
Kill it.
I found a secret within a secret. Got her. Oh, I have the red key. Okay. I should still go see what's in there. I did not fully explore this. A good place to get, like, wiki information, there is an L5R wiki, and I always recommend that. As your best source. Though, the best overall source, if you're looking for details on Legend of the Five Rings, is just one of the core rulebooks. What introduced it to me was Book 3. or the third edition book. But I mean, you can use whatever edition you'd like. Man, I've been in here. Personally, I have a personal favorite with number 3, and you could probably get them on a drive-thru RPG for real cheap. Sorry guys, I'm having to stretch out. But any old wiki will do. Also the or any L5R specific wiki used to be that they had. You could go on the forums at the AEG website, but those have been taken down now because AEG doesn't own L5R anymore. There may indeed be other forums out there. I haven't ventured on them yet. There are plenty of other. If you look up Legend of the Five Rings RPG resources, you'll be able to find people who have posted a lot of stuff having to do with like guides to the Empire, alternate classes, fan-made content, of which I have got way too much because I like being thorough with certain settings. Okay. There's got to be something I'm missing in here. Here we go. End level. Completionist, because I killed all the enemies and got all the secrets. The reason I suggest the books is because they actually will give you like a timeline of events going all the way up to where the game, or where the from the first edition going all the way up to where the game currently starts, where that edition is starting in the meta plot. One of the biggest issues you run into is, in my opinion, there's very little as far as a quote good place to start in game. It's just kind of because so much stuff happens in that setting. Like sacrifice. Just, oh my god, so much shit happens in that setting. Because of the way it was originally created, pretty much. So, I don't know if you know this. When Legend of the Five Rings came out as a property, it was not an RPG. It came out, its first thing was a customizable trading card game based off of each of the five rings, which are each one is an element. The idea behind it being that in order to basically you were playing to see who was going to become the next ruler of Rokugan, the name of the empire. Now, they were keeping track of who won what and who did what and everything like that, and they realized that people enjoyed kind of role-playing their characters as they were actually playing the CCG, so they created the RPG for it. Now, one of the things they decided on doing, is they were like, okay, we want a meta plot for this, and we want to be able to give the fans an idea of what to do. So they created the Clan War era, which is the original era for the RPG. During the Clan War era, basically everybody was at each other's throats. Every clan wanted a piece of something, and the reason was because the Empire was in chaos. For reasons that are very in depth. But they decided, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna let the fans decide how this turns out. We're going to keep a record of who wins each of these championships that we're running, the tournaments that we're running with the CCG. We're going to decide who wins the Clan War arc for XYZ year, and that's going to determine who's going to be. That's going to determine the meta plot for the RPG. And so that's the way they did it. Is they basically decided, okay, so the RPG is going to be decided by the people who play in the tournament CCG. We're going to write that into our game. So you basically have, and they've done this each successive year. Every year, new events happen in game that are that in the RPG. Every edition, new events happen in the RPG that are decided by the people who play the CCG. I don't know if that's still the case now that Fantasy Flight owns a license, but that was what it was back in the day with AEG, which is Aldrock Entertainment. So a lot of the events that you see happening in game are a lot of times not so much contradictory. Ooh, I got the sword. Are not so much contradictory as they are, like, you'll see stuff that's kind of, they're building towards a certain thing, and then out of nowhere, like, somebody else will win, or something interesting will happen to in the setting. But because so many actions have happened in the game, it's sometimes hard to keep track of what exactly is going on, and who exactly is winning where, and all that kind of stuff. There have been various different interpretations that they've had to put into, like, okay, there are 5 different ways to win a battle with the CCG. You can do it like using diplomacy, or using military might, or using diplomacy, military might. Maybe you won using an economic victory. Maybe you won using a whatever. Like, I forget the exact ways you can do it, but I mean, there are many different ways to win this. Kind of more like giving players a say in what they're doing. There we go. Well then. Well, we know where we are at least. So, the whole reason I bring it up, though, is, again, it's kind of hard to decide. It's kind of hard to choose when you want to set your game and where you want to set your game. If you're running this story. Oftentimes, I like to set it in kind of a default setting where everything is kind of, there is no major political strife or economic strife going on, and things are a bit hunky-dory. But I don't do that all the time. So I may want to set during the Reign of Blood. I may want to set during, like, early Clan War. I may want to set it at the late Clan War. I may want to set it at, like, the Four Winds period. Like, one of the biggest issues you run into is, depending on what time period you set it in, certain things may not happen. Like, okay, if you're setting, let's say a storyteller sits down and says, you know what, I want to set my game during the clan war era. That's great. That'll be really awesome. It gives you lots of different options for how you want to do your game. The problem is, at that point in history, the Scorpion clan has been forced to be Ronin. They've been dissolved.
Non-believers.
Because of various different reasons that, again, are very involved. Maybe you want to set it during the War of Spirits. Okay, well, if you do that, you're missing out on half the Crab clan because they're busy doing something else. Maybe you want to set it during the First War with Fu Lang. Okay, then you have no minor clans. All you have is the major clans, and they're barely even, like, started. Yeah, it's one of those, like... It's very important as to where you set things up. The good news is, like, if you do it very early in history, then deviancy, like, in essence, like, people who deviate from practice norms for, any purpose, like Bushido, who aren't complete honorable samurai no matter what, there's a little bit more leeway because samurai at this point haven't really been codified because it's still early in the time period in history. So there are reasons to set and do a lot of different things. It's just really up to the storyteller. And I should drink more. Wine is not as sweet as I remember it. Now, am I making sense or am I rambling way too much? Oh, that's it for that. I'm both rambling way too much and making sense. Okay. Oh, that did it. Ow. Yeah, well, it's one of those things where L5R is very different. It's not like a lot of games I've ever played. It is, I will say though, it is one of my favorite games to play. I have basically only gotten to play it once. I have run it, like I said, about 4 times. it's one of those games where I rarely ever do this, but I have those moments where I lament being the storyteller and never the player. Kind of like the bridesmaid, but never the bride. It's rare for me to do that because I find myself more often than not, even when I say I want to play, after a certain point I'll be like, no, just let me fucking run it. Because I get kind of prima donna about that. And that's especially been a problem recently that I'm trying to get over. But I would love for somebody to run an L5R game. Oh, soldiers! What are they doing here? But yeah, so L5R is... Well, yeah, we just don't get to play it all that often. Because you and I are both really tired and oftentimes don't get to really interact with it. Plus, typically we are always busy, you and I. Ooh. Very Quake-like. That was a bit of a glitch. Gate control. I took away and turned back, and there's Ika and Ellie both naked on the beach making sandcastle. I mean, apparently all of your characters are nudists, Rose. Uh-oh, military is fighting... Yeah. It's a deep game. Remember, this is a game that has been going for, like... L5R has been going for decades. Almost as long as White Wolf has been doing their game. Their games, I should say. Well, it's kind of hard to do the clothes thing when, you know, you're swimming constantly. And Tibbs does it because she likes to just be naked around her sheet. She knows for a fact that he likes to look. This place is doomed. End level. Through the gate, E1 M8. That's what I thought. 3 shots with a hunting rifle. Those bitches are tough. Books and beer. It sounds like my kind of place. Yay, more grenades. Found a secret. So, magic works in multiple ways. And it really depends on what kind of magic you're looking for. On one hand, your Shugenja type magic is basically everything has a kami, a spirit that inhabits it. This inhabiting kami is sometimes awake and it's sometimes quiescent. I think I just telefragged somebody. As a Shugenja, you have the ability to speak to the kami. Then you basically, what you do as a Shugenja is you use ritualistic prayers to speak to the kami on their own terms and ask them to do you favors. You call to them to do things for you, basically. And in essence, you create magic. That's how traditional Rokugani magic works. There's also blood speakers who are blood magicians. A blood speaker, anyone can be a blood speaker. As long as you are a person, you can be a blood speaker. Now, blood magic is very dangerous, and it is very, very evil. Unlike, okay, so in a lot of places, you'll see, oh, blood magic is ostensibly evil, but it's just magic, like it can't really do anything on its own. That's not the case in Legend of the Five Rings. In Legend of the Five Rings, blood magic is evil. It will corrupt you and kill you. It will also hurt your friends. It is intrinsically tied to the Shadowlands, but it is not necessarily of the Shadowlands. People who use blood magic can suppress and manipulate taint, like Shadowlands taint, but they cannot remove it. In fact, nothing can really remove the taint once you've been infected. That being said, one of the scariest parts of blood magic is the fact that anybody can be a blood speaker. Anybody can do blood magic. And blood magic specifically works similarly to Shugenja magic. It is a type of prayer that you speak to a spirit, but that spirit is called a kanzen, and is basically a corrupted kami. And the kanzen are always willing to listen to anybody, especially if they have the right chiminage. There's also monk abilities, which are kind of like the abilities of certain monks to do things like run for... chiminage is a term used in a lot of different places, and it basically means offering. Chiminage is just an offering. Like, hey, I want to be able to do this. Will you please do this for me in exchange for me, like... Sometimes it's like... if like you're working with a water kami, the water kami will be like, you'll contact it and say, hey, I need to use your soothing healing spirit to help this person over here, to soothe their emotions or to calm or to heal their wounds. And the water kami will reply with, okay, but to do that, I need you to specifically go over to that small stream over there and move these rocks to divert it to run a different way. And that would be like a small chiminage. A higher chiminage might be, I need you to divert a river, or I need you to flood this valley. Oh yeah, that's a way you can go outside of the map. Okay, monks, what they do, they literally train their bodies to the point where they can do semi-magical things through multiple different ways. Some of them get interesting tattoos, some of them that allow them to call to spirits, some of them get like just focus their minds to the point of they become enlightened. Sometimes they will actually just be that badass that they can sheathe their hands in flame. There's also the Nezumi magic. Now, Nezumi are a different race. They're not humans. Nezumi are rat people. Who used to live in the Shadowlands. They use tail magic, which is like they tell stories, and that's a kind of magic that they use that they can enchant using their voices. You also have, I think, what is it, the Naga, who can use advanced magic. But I forget exactly how their magic works, because the Naga are literally, they're non-entities. They kind of exist, but also kind of don't. I take it back. They do exist. They don't really show up in a lot of places. Oh, it's very, very similar. It's you're asking spirits to do things for you. It just so happens that those spirits are not based on abstractions. They're based on the 5 elements. But it's almost exactly the same thing. And unlike gifts, you basically have you have scrolls that you read and you recite the prayer, you commune with the kami, and they will tell you exactly what you want to do. In werewolf, it's like, I need to find a spirit of this road to get it to tell me something. Whereas in Legend of the Five Rings, it would be, I need to find an earth spirit, or I need to find a fire spirit, or something like that. But it's a very similar concept. Bounce. 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 Spirits. Elemental spirits. You have... Kami is a term for God. Or God or spirit. Oh shit! Aha! But like the High Kami are entities like Lord Sun, Lady Moon. Actually, the other way around: Lady Sun, Lord Moon. And their children, who were the original founding Kami of the Empire. Then you also have the elemental Kami that make up the world. And those are the ones that you deal with when you're trying to do Shugenja magic. And they are sentient, and if Kami is awake and doing something, then that means you can basically speak to it like it's another human being. If you are a Shugenja. If you aren't, then you have no way of actually interacting with them. Rocket jump. No. Different races. There are 3 main races in Legend of the Five Rings. There are the Nezumi, or humans, the Nezumi, and the Naga. There are and the Oni. There are legends of other races beyond the Empire, beyond Rokugan, but they have very little bearing on the actual gameplay. It used to be... There are also spirits, like spirits of the heavens, stuff like that. There are fox spirits, like Kitsune, but they are incredibly rare. And are also not trusted or allowed into the Empire, really, because they're kind of capricious. And I say that as like they're not allowed into the Empire. They are literally so rare that would be the equivalent of me meeting a real life Kitsune, kind of thing. Let's see, there are spirit folk in the sense of like entities from the high heavens that will sometimes come down to interact with humans. Oh, and there's the Tengu, who exist almost exclusively in the north with the Dragon Clan. But again, they are very rare as well. They're also the best sword masters in all of Rokugan, or all of L5R. Go. Now, the spirits that you get from the high heavens, like the Ryu, various other entities, are shape changers. They can make themselves look human and look spirit.
Are you prepared for what's next?
It depends. Are you gonna keep, pulling a Brandon Lee and sounding like the Crow? Every time, now that I'm thinking about it, literally, it's like every time I think about Brandon Lee and the Crow, I want to play a World of Darkness game. What did we create? Let's find out. Quarantine release. Do not touch. It's a flaming horse. Alright, you got that one. Whew, that was tough. Oh shit! And dead. No, there are not fetishes. You can't bind you can't really bind a kami to something.
Are you prepared for what's next?
You can awaken a kami inside of something, but you really don't have enchanted weapons or equipment in Legend of the Five Rings. It's not really something that's done. It's not a part of Legend of the Five Rings, really. You can have, but like I said, you can have weapons that were once, that were like wielded by many heroes over time and passed down throughout the generations. The kami in those will often awaken and start actively assisting their wielders. Having a katana that was forged thousands of years ago by your ancestors and was used in various wars throughout time, that's something that's very important to Legend of the Five Rings. Ancestors in general are incredibly important in L5R. What are you an idiot about, Rose? Eh? What'd you derp? Almost got him. Now he's down. Alright. More health. Yeah. Well, might as well top off health. Come on, get it. There we go. Got it. All right.
This is only the beginning.
Alright. Meat hook wounds in your back still throb as you make your way down the cold, black, and bloody hallways that once held those monstrous creations. You leave the ruined town of Dusk behind, littered with the corpses of the possessed, hoping never to return. In the distance stand imposing silhouettes of what appear to be military facilities. But why? A dark voice pushes you forward. Do you truly seek answers, or is it simply too late to turn back? Continue the Dusk experience in Episode 2, The Facilities. Alright, guys. So that's all of Episode 1, all 8 levels of it. I like it. I think this is a great game. I'm highly enjoying it. But I think we're going to go ahead and call it there for the night. It's about, what, 10:30? I've been going for about 2 hours and 17 minutes. That's good. I'm starting to kind of feel a little tired here, so I'm going to go ahead and log off for a bit. I'm going to try and get back on tomorrow evening. So, hopefully... No, that's the wrong one. So, therefore, hopefully I'll see you guys then. I've got lots of other FPSs I want to play with you guys, as well as maybe trying to actually get Legend of the Five Rings. You've got me talking about Aigami, so it's on my mind. Try and actually get Dragon Age done. So we'll see how things go. But thank you guys very, very much for coming out tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out. Please drop me a line on Discord or something like that. Aigami, if you want to talk about L5R, feel free to ask me whatever questions you'd like. And I will see you guys all very soon. But before I go, let's take a look at... Sorry, my contacts are bothering me, so I have to keep rubbing my eyes. Love cannons. Yes, yes they do. That is the wrong button. I don't know. I don't want to go there. Let's go take a look at Twitch and see who is online for us to raid tonight. Good background music. All right. Dahlia's playing Dead by Daylight? I thought that she was taking the weekend off. But no, she is definitely playing some Dead by Daylight. So why don't we give her a raid, guys? Right, let me go ahead and queue up that raid. And if I could learn how to type. We're going to go ahead and send you guys that way. So, again, thank you guys for coming out tonight. I had a lot of fun playing this for y'all. I hope to see you guys very, very soon. Please have a very, very good evening.